Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Wave. I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm going to try and record on my phone because I wanted everybody to kind of see a process that I'm going to try and walk through here. And what I'm actually trying to do, if anybody's familiar with my channel, you know that I've done videos before on what's called the Power Network. Now, Power was initiated sometime, I believe it was June 2020, and that particular project has been very strong with the community. It's got about 1,200 holders at the moment. And what was unique about it is at the time when Unipower was, when Uniswap was just starting out, it was unheard of that everybody was getting rugged basically. So you would create a token, and then depending on how much liquidity you put into the token for exchange, you know, people would raise $1 million and then put in $100,000 liquidity. Well, Unipower was unique in the fact that it launched 1 million tokens, 1 million Unipower tokens, as well as locked it all up, locked up liquidity, locked up supply, the whole thing. So there's no chance of, you know, pulling out that liquidity or rugging or anything. And it was pretty unique at the time. A lot of places now are locking up liquidity. But what's unique, and I'm going to show you in just a moment, the Unipower team has basically doubled down, is now revamping their entire roadmap. And not only are they releasing a new website, but they actually have a roadmap into 2022 of all the different things that they're going to start trying to utilize Unipower for, in essence, giving the token more utility. Now, one of the things they actually just announced was you can actually bridge your Unipower on to matic, and they've partnered with polyshield, which is a yield farm over on the matic side. So I want to do a quick little tutorial on my phone so you guys can kind of see what that's all about. So I'm currently on the Ethereum mainnet. I did go on to the poly network or the polygon bridge here. It is wallet.matic.network/bridge, and I'm on the Ethereum. So what we're going to do is I have some power in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our power. We're going to do max. And this is going from, as you can see, from Ethereum to Polygon. It's going to move the entire amount over. So we're going to hit transfer on this. And again, this is going from one chain to another. Now, typically when you hit transfer, it's going to say, hey, it's going to take about 7 to 8 minutes. Also, the funds are going from Ethereum to Polygon. You want to make sure you confirm that. And it's also always going to tell you, hey, make sure you're not moving things over that aren't appropriate. You're going from Ethereum to matic. Make sure it's supported on those chains. I know in particular this one is, simply because the group just announced that it was indeed supported at the moment. So we're going to hit continue. It's going to tell you what fees are going to be, because Ethereum is freaking gas heavy, and we all know that, which is why Binance Chain and matic are kind of up and coming, because their transactions are so cheap. Let's hit continue on that. This is going to say the first fee. So this is the first estimated fee, which is going to be $11 going from Ethereum to Polygon, 240 power. That's fine. Let's hit continue. It should hopefully pop up my MetaMask. There it is. Let's approve that. Transaction in process. So this is the part that actually takes quite a bit of time. Once you do the approval, it takes a minute. One, because Ethereum is slow. Two, you have to worry it on the network. And once that comes through, the confirm to complete portion doesn't take too long. But just for the sake of time, I'm gonna actually just pause the show at this point, and I'll come back on once this transaction has been processed through. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. All right, so just FYI, after the approval, it did pop up. As you saw before, there was 2 transactions. The other one was actually to confirm. I hit confirm prior to hitting record. I apologize, but that was the next step. There was a confirm button, and now in the process of confirming. And again, this may take some time simply because Ethereum is a little bit slow, as we know, and it's pretty gas heavy. I actually ended up paying about $50 for this confirmation transaction. You can't blame matic, you have to blame Ethereum. As much as I would love Ethereum, gas fees are insane, as we know. All right, I'll come back in just a minute once this transaction is confirmed and it's been moved over. All right, all approved, all confirmed. Transfer en route takes 7 to 8 minutes. So let's let that process through. But while we're waiting, let's close that. Let me go over to the Unipower. So this is the Unipower I was talking about. They just released their new website. As we talked about before, complete liquidity-based DeFi community token used for DAO, government staking, leverage, and human capital investing. That's the new portion. So the human capital investing. So the main leaders, huge contributors, and just long-term supporters of Unipower are doing a new push here. And that push is to start bringing Unipower back into demand. As I mentioned before, the reason we're bridging all this stuff over is one of the things that this new group has done is they've garnered a partnership for some yield farming over on polyshield. If you guys don't know what polyshield is, I made a video a couple days ago. You can look into it. It's a yield farm over on the Matic network, and that yield farm actually has a variable emission rate of token release based on pricing and other things. So with that being said, the roadmap, this will talk about what Unipower is and how it's locked up. There's 1 million tokens, as we know. 2% is in the team vesting. That is the group that is pushing and driving Unipower to new heights, which is going to be absolutely amazing. About 1,200 token holders, as we know. Open source, as we know. But here's what we're looking for is the upcoming roadmap. As we know, it got released on June 2020. This is when everything went live and all the supply got sent to Uniswap and then locked. The website obviously launched, got listed on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. Liquidity was sent to the smart contract, as we know, Power DAO. This was the governance portion of it all. And now here's where it started coming into this year. So Community Executive Organization. This, in essence, was a new group that kind of took over the path of Unipower and came up with or are coming up with new token utilizations and kind of new vision for Unipower itself. Obviously, the first being that they're bridging some over to Matic for yield farming. Growth and analysis, as we know, they evaluated everything, kind of saw what they shouldn't do. Now, at this point, they started creating a vesting schedule. This is for a particular group of people within the community that are now going to head it up, as we talked about. They've locked up 2% of supply, roughly 20,000. And this is on a vesting wallet, so it cannot be taken, moved, or manipulated until that vesting schedule has complete. I don't recall when the vesting schedule is complete, but you can go to their Telegram, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it out, no problem. New website development, collaboration, which is all in the process. They just released the new website. Project reboot and hiring. This is the interesting part. You can actually go into the Telegram, and if you're interested in helping out Unipower, they're, in essence, I mean, how often do you hear, hey, we're hiring? So you can go in there and start talking to the admins in there and start trying to see what kind of positions and what your particular unique skill set may be able to do to help out Unipower go further. Future, September, obviously, monthly giveaways. They got yield farming coming, which we already have one announced, which was the polyshield. There's more to come. Influencer marketing is going to be a big push in October. And then they have an annual Thanksgiving Steak Fest. This is actually something that's been going on since Unipower was initiated. It's just fun. It's a fun way for the community to kind of get involved, and they stake into the Power DAO and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, all kinds of stuff going through. I will be back in just a minute. I'm going to pause the video once again, just simply because I'm going to go grab the contract address so I can put it into the video description so you guys know how to add the power that just got moved over to Matic. Then I'll show you how to connect it into a liquidity token and put it into polyshield. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so everything has been moved over. As you can see here, I got the power in my wallet now. I'll put in the link in the description below the address so you can add this on. So once the transaction's complete on Ethereum, don't freak out if it doesn't show up in your Matic wallet right away. It probably took about 10-15 minutes for it to finally show up in my wallet once the bridge was complete. But now that that's complete, we're on the Matic network. Let's go back to this browser here. Let's go to the polyshield finance. This is the one that I was referring to, that we can yield farm with it. So if you come over here, and we're going to go to farms, and if we scroll down, there should be, and there it is right there. So it's actually a Power USDC farm. So we actually have to pair Power and USDC in order to enter that farm. So easy enough. Let's just go to the buy now function over here. It's going to take us over to quick swap. This is like the Uniswap for the matic network or polygon network. We're going to go to pool. We're going to need to add a liquidity pair. We are going to go with USDC. I'm curious if power will just show up. Let's see. Nope. So paste in the power address, which I need to go grab. So hold on 1 second here. Oop. Wallet. Let's grab the wallet ID. Let's go over here to Explorer. Let's paste my wallet ID over here. Let's hit go. Here's power right there. Okay, there it is. Grab that token address. Let's go back over to the browser here. Let's punch that address in. Come on, computer. Add that. Perfect. All right, so power USDC. Let's just max out. Oh, I guess I can't. All right, I don't have enough USDC. Wow, power must be going up since I've done this, because when I moved over enough. That's good news. Goodbye, Sal. So let's just do max USDC, which I have 525. Actually, let's make it easy. Let's just do like 500 even. That way we know exactly what we put in. So we're going to do 500, which will be equivalent. So it's going to be 500 USDC. It's 199 power, which will be $500 in power. Let's approve it. Matic is fairly quick and very cheap. Sometimes, depending on the node you're connected to, it will go a little bit slow. But let's hopefully this will, beautiful transaction complete. Nice and quick. It should hopefully in just a moment pop up the supply button. Game. Taking its time. Maybe it just needs to be refreshed. Let's go back in here. Let's do it this way. Go back to USDC. Let's go back to power. 500. And there we go. All right. So supply. Confirm supply. And as you see there, it's going to be 0.00. So for some reason, MetaMask, when they did their update, when you don't have that blue confirm, what I find is if you just click in here, you actually don't even need to change anything. Just hit save and you'll be able to hit confirm. Ever since they did the MetaMask upgrade that does gas estimations and things, it's been doing that. All right, transactions complete. It will again take a minute to reflect on the blockchain, but we're going to go back over to polyshield here. So now we have 500 USDC paired with 500 worth of power. Connect our wallet. Come over here. Poly is now $12. Not too bad. Let's go to farms. Let's go find our farm down here. Here is our power USDC. Let's do approve contract. Let's approve that. In essence, you're giving permission for you to be able to deposit into it. And for the sake of speed, let's just refresh this real quick and see if it will if it'll show approved, because sometimes, like I said, the transaction's sometimes quicker than the interface. Nope, not yet. All right, let's give it a second here. But in essence, now that we have those pooled liquidity tokens, which is half and half, we're actually going to provide that into here. So the farm itself is power USDC. Currently, APR is 873%. There's 151,000 worth in there already, so that's actually not too bad. It's slightly low, but I would imagine as more people are bridging over, maybe even after watching this video, you'll see that value start going up. ROA, I'm sorry, ROI 2.39%. That's basically per day, so you can estimate about 2% of what you're putting in per day. And the current rate is 7.5x. A lot of times when they add on these new farms, you get these little boosters and things like that. And that's just basically to kind of incentivize people to deposit into that particular farm, kind of give it some early bird kind of special, I guess you could say. There is a 1% fee when you go into it, so it does take 1% of what you're depositing as a fee towards the project, or towards the oh, interesting, it could have just went right through there. That's good to know. It takes 1% to basically towards the developers through the platform, that type of thing. So but in reality, being that you have at this point 2.39% ROA in a day, that 1% you're going to make it back in no time. Some other ones are a little bit higher. That one's 4%, 4%. Zero fees for that. Usually it's zero fees like that for the local token like Poly, so that makes sense. So the fact that they oh, it's going to ask me to approve again. That's interesting. Typically it's a little bit higher of a percentage. So actually the people from polyshield, the partnership that they created with Unipower in order to do this, actually must have been a pretty decent contract, because it's only a 1% fee going in, which is really, really good actually. So well, while we're waiting, let's do a quick update, because actually I've been slowly compounding into my poly vault over here. Oh, look at that. They have a power vault. That's good to know. I didn't know that either. So they actually have a farm and a vault. That's good to know. So I do have some in here that I've been slowly compounding. That's interesting though. It almost would have been better. In fact, what we'll do, we didn't use all of our power, so we should be able to technically put the rest of it into here. Might as well. For some reason, these transactions are really dragging. It's probably something with the matic network. So I'll come back in a moment once everything has been processed, or once everything's been approved. I'll be back in just a sec. All right, sorry about that, guys. It took a minute to let it process through. I think honestly it was the matic network that was the issue. Sometimes it gets a little wonky like that. But as you can see, I do have my LP provider tokens over here, 309 of them. The contract was approved. APR went down a little bit, and you'll notice that you'll see this APR or this ROI go down as the liquidity goes up, which is fine. It's going to fluctuate up and down. It's really kind of the long-term goals what you're shooting for here. So let's hit deposit on this. Again, it's going to give us that little funky thing. Let's do confirm. I upped the GUI just to make it go quicker, so hopefully this won't consume a lot of our time here. And there it is. Boom. So my power, you saw it in real time. My power liquidity just went from in my wallet into staked. And now we will start. It's about 1,085, which is actually pretty dang good, because again, it sounds like power, or yeah, it's got to be power is going up because it's linked to USDC, which is dollar pegged. And so as we go here, you'll start seeing, you can see my earned shield is already growing. And actually what I wanted to do, because I had some leftover power, let's go to Volts here. Volts is different than yield farming with liquidity. These are actually just the token itself going in. You don't have to pair it with anything. A lot of times the APR and things is just as good. This one's going to be 4.78%. Per day, APR 17,000. This will obviously change as liquidity goes through. Let's approve this contract real quick for the sake of the video, because I know it's taking a long time. We're going to up the GUI again. Let's hit approve on that. Hopefully this works no problem. With it being approved, this should just pop up for me here. There it goes. There's my power. I still have 41 power, so let's do max 41 power. There is a 1% fee. That's fine. Let's hit deposit on that. Let's up the GUI again. Confirm that. And we should see this in real time now. It should put my power and stake it. It should transition. There it goes right there. My power out of my wallet, staked into there. And again, it's at $121 worth, which is not too... Wow, man, power really went up while we were doing this. It's incredible. If you guys haven't got into power yet, this is just the beginning, guys. You really need to get into it. This is literally the first thing in the line of of steps that they have lined up for Unipower. And as you can see, it is literally raising right before our eyes. So if you haven't done so yet, buy some power on Ethereum, bridge it over if you want. You can keep it on Ethereum if you want. I personally am going to pull it over here simply because the transaction fees are so dang cheap. And that's that, guys. Sorry for all the start and stop with all the video and everything, but I wanted to show you how to do this, how to bridge it, how to load it, and that's that. So have a good one. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. I will put the address for Matic Power in the description. That way you can add it to your wallet nice and easy. All right, everybody, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.